So, hello everyone, a very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone who watching this live. So, today we have Saswata Ghosh, who is as the interning with Samsung as a Prism intern, and it's delightful to have Saswata Ghosh, and really it's great that it's in second year he cracked Samsung intern role, and so many of us thought how to crack this thing in second year of our BTech and other thing that we are having rather than college stuff. There are so many things going on in competitive programming and other things that summer of code and lots of things we are having in our daily life. So rather than this, like Sashwat cracked Samsung intern, so let's move to Sashwat and know about him, how he cracked Samsung, and how the strategy goes on.
Okay, so hi everyone. I am Shashwat Ghosh. I am currently just entered into the third year, 2023 graduate from KIT University. And I am a recent Prism intern in Samsung India. So let's move on to our contents, which we will gonna discuss. So, so first, what what is the most important thing in our computer science degree? Data structures and algorithms and comparative programming. But which one is much more needed and why it is needed? So at the beginning, if we think about that, is it the two things are different? That data structures and algorithms and comparative programming both are needed in for our coding test, right? Let me speak about it. First, data structures and algorithms. Let me clear about what is it and how it is important to our coding tests. In every coding tests, particularly in the product-based companies, you will be tested the knowledge of your data structures and algorithms, like placement coding tests and interview rounds. And in the interview rounds, there is a process of going through the problem. You shouldn't go into the problem from the very right to the optimized part, right? You have to know the knife solution. You have to know the how to optimize it from the knife to the most o of n or o of log n part. But in the competitive programming, that's not the case because there was a time constraint, right? I mean, in the you have gone through any competitive coding contest like Google Hash Code or Google Kickstart, you will see that in a particular amount of time you will be given some questions to solve, and in the more less time you are gonna solving it, the more points you're getting, right? So you don't have any time to think about the nice solution. Now coming to the data structures part. Now let me clear you one thing. I am recently of 4-star at Code Chef and pupil coder at Code Forces. I have recently joined Code Forces and experienced a lot of things like competitive programming isn't needed such type of data structures and algorithms knowledge as such. Yes, it doesn't need, because let me clear you one thing. uh, there are many problems which I have faced, like they had the solution in one line answer, like they are given a matrix of some sort or something, and you will be given some sort of input and output and time constraints and everything, and you will be given to solve the problem. But surprisingly, the solution was like in a simple way and just printing a statement line. Okay, and all the test cases were passed. Really surprising, but it doesn't require any data structures knowledge. So if I have seen many coders, many of my friends who just know about only about the string, just know the array strings, hardly linked lists, and they have gone through the specialist part of the code forces. And the thing is that code forces and any of these sites have levels. Like particularly if I talk about code forces, they are levels A, B, C, D, E, and I guess up to F. So A, B, C, if you are doing well enough, you can just compare it up to A, B, C. From level D, they are using graphs and other trees and other data structures. So if you're good enough with the mathematics, yes, if you're good enough with the mathematics, you cannot go great in comparative coding. So don't fear that you don't know about data structures much. Have a very basic knowledge about it. You can go through. So let's come to the data structures and algorithms part. like if I tell about something like um, some problems, example, trapping rainwater problem, if you have heard about it, right? Trapping rainwater problem, yeah, or where um, n queens problem, n queens backtracking problem, like they are the problems, like you will definitely crack the knife solution, you will definitely crack the knife solution in the coding test interviews. But do you have any confidence that you will go through the optimal solution, the most optimal solution? It is not possible on that particular moment. It's not possible unless and until you have practiced that particular problem previously. So there's come the data structures algorithm. Comparative coding questions are meant to be solved in particular that time. They are those type of questions that just needed mathematics, that just needed some sort of um, problems, I mean some sort of logic that should be cracked in particular that time. But in data structures algorithm questions, the questions will be which will be asked in coding interviews, it could be literally be difficult if you haven't solved it in previous interviews. Okay, so how did we overcome through it? So, like I've written here something that here we will get some questions which have higher probability in asking interviews. Yeah, and the most recommended part is lead code. Lead code has such different types of question. I guess there are 1,800 something questions on every data structures and every algorithms. If you have practiced quite enough problems and obviously sincerely, you will gonna crack interviews very easily. There's no matter what competitive rank you are or what else you do have done in competitive coding. And but yeah, if I generally divide it into the tier 1 and tier 3 colleges, tier 1 colleges can only crack the coding interviews using data sources and algorithms because they have such good companies coming into their colleges. But that's not the case in the tier 3 colleges. Yeah, so they have to showcase their programming skills. How they want to showcase their programming skills? Using competitive coding. They have some things like stars, rankings, which obviously makes our confidence, right? So, and it what it makes that you will definitely showcase them that yes, you're a good problem solver at least. If you know data structures algorithm, if you're gonna make good ranks, that means you are a good problem solver. So yeah, this is the basic difference between data structures and algorithms and comparative programming. So don't confuse on if I don't know data structures algorithms, I can't do comparative coding. No, that's not the case. Okay, so that let's come to the next part. This is done with the placement part. Wait.
Okay.
So
Shashwat, in
yeah,
previous slide, we can say some practical or live example how data structure and competitive programming is different.
yeah, sure. Um, I'm giving you an example, right? There are some questions like which I have faced through, like the next greater element of an array, or the next previous greater element of an array, or suppose which I have talked about that trapping rainwater problems. They have been used. They can be solved by using arrays. They can be solved by using arrays, but there will be like I guess n square, probably O of n square in time complexity, but that's not the obviously optimal solution. They can be solved in O of n using stacks, right? But in competitive coding, I have never seen a problem using of stacks. I've never seen. They have used array lists. I'm talking about Java, so obviously in C++ vector, they have used array lists. They have used hashing. I've seen that. They have used graphs because in the modern problems, but they have never used any linked list. They have never used any stacks, queues, or such things. Yeah, they have used modern algorithms like dynamic programming and something sort, but they have never used some advanced data structures like stacks, queues, and everything's like that. So here comes the difference. That that means that in the data structures algorithm, you will be tested on every data structures. Yeah, like you should be good in array. You should be using good in using other data structures that minimizes the time complexity. Okay, and most important. in the interviews, you should not be jumping into the optimal solution, even though you know it in previous, like you know the solution, you have seen the solution before, and you know, yeah, this is the two pointers algorithm which will be used, most optimal solution. For example, I'm giving detect cycle in a linked list. It's a two pointers algorithms problem, but it shouldn't be told at first, right? You should be telling about the first very nice solution of it, and then come to the optimal. So make sure of it. Okay, Aman, I can go to
Yeah,
next slide.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so this, what is a Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin is the one of the most interesting topic and the most trending topic right now. Yeah, many of the prices came down, no doubt. And but have you learned about? Have you heard about the summer of Bitcoin? Any time? I guess no, because this is the. I guess this is the first time this summer of Bitcoin happened in 2021. It's an open source program, no doubt. And let me clear out what's Bitcoin. So, and what's this main part of the Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, obviously, it's a cryptocurrency, and why it is a cryptocurrency, it should be told as a decentralized. And what's decentralized? That it cannot be controlled by any sort of banks or something sort. I mean, if I want to send some money in the sort of bitcoins, I can send him directly. In the between, there should not be any intermediate contacts. Okay, so, and what's the science between, or what is the technology between it is used? I have just written a, I have just given a image of a linked list, right? That you should have known about this. The linked list data, next pointer, which refers to the next data. So it's also type of a linked list, which makes it more secure. In the just in this, instead of a data, they consist of some hashing codes, which is very unique, obviously. Yeah, everyone knows about it, which is very unique. You will be given a passcode and a key. Without it, you will be losing your bitcoins at any moment. Okay, so this is the way, like it should make a linked list part, and every linked list has a node which has a specific hashing nodes, hashing keys. And if anyone wants to change the hashing keys, or anyone wants to hack into that, it will just break down the list and your bitcoins are completely safe. Okay, so I have been through the this summer of Bitcoin program. I've went to the round three and the results haven't announced still. So waiting for it actually. I have went to the round up to round three. In the round one, they have checked our resumes and all, and my resume was shortlisted on it, and they had given me a PDF problem, and I can definitely share the PDF problem with you all. Uh, that's a decent problem. They were giving me a sort of many transactions. Like transactions have four columns, right? The transactions first column was of transaction ID, second column was of the fees, third column was of the weight of the bitcoins, and the fourth column was their parent transactions. Like they had given a particular basic rules that the parent transactions should occur first, after that the children transactions should occur. Okay, that's very simple. So what task was being done? Like I have to create a list of user transactions which should contain a valid block. Which valid block? That if the parent transaction should come above, then the children transactions, considering the mind that the fees should be maximized. Like there is a Bitcoin miner who wants to be his fees to be maximized. So you have to create a certain type of algorithm, and so that if that algorithm passes through it, obviously it should return the most maximum fees through it. Like there was around 5,250 transactions, I remembered it. And remember another thing, that the weight should be minimum. Okay, the weight should be minimum. So I have made a customized sorting algorithm which actually maximize the fees of 4,78,000 dollars, I guess. So and I was selected in the round three. including that I was in the 1% of the total students who have maximized the fees. So and
That's
they were
really great.
given a okay. So they were given a chances to include to give contribute into their main Bitcoin software and where all the transactions are going on. So let's see what result come. And I have gone through the particular Bitcoin software. I can say a minimum of it. Like they're a very unique solution to it. How they're managing their transactions. Like I have read about the mempool. Yeah, yeah. The mempool has as a sort of a graph or sort of a container. You can tell like they had as soon as you are giving a going through a transaction, you're giving a bitcoins to another, they're taking a sort of a queue, and they are maintaining all the transaction one by one, all the transactions. Like they have a maximum transactions, pay maximum fees, or the very low transactions one by one. And as soon as the mempool that size is full, they are prioritizing their maximum transactions part first. Like this is so awesome. Like and due to this, they had an issue too that in which I was actually contributing. There was an issue too that if there was the mempool was touching the graph to the zero. Okay, so the graph was touching to the zero because as soon as it comes to the lowest transaction part, it actually not maintaining that double digit, right? I mean double digit, which I can give an example. Like one Bitcoin has how much value? 25 lakhs, I guess. Right. So obviously, people are not buying one Bitcoin or something. They are buying like 0.0000 or something. Due to this, their graph came to the zeros part and not mentioning that particular amount. So I just contributed it in such a way. I just gave an idea that another queue of maintaining another queue that the lowest transactions should have a threshold bound, and the transaction which has the below transactions which has the fees lower than the threshold bound should be added in that queue, and that should be given a priority in the next round of the member. So this is why I've just separated that part, and let's see what's happening.
Yeah, hoping.
Okay, so next, this is the one of the most, I must say, uh, crisp part, which is and the most underrated part also because many of them hadn't prepared it that way, but it is the one of the most important and the most challenging part. Why I'm saying that challenging part? Because one is definitely good at data structures algorithms. One is definitely good at making projects. But have you given time in studying the operating system, database management system, computer networks? Or I must say also about that aptitude part. That is the most important part of the interview, and there you will be getting difference between what two candidates, right? So I have given two phases. Yeah, you can see if you are in second year and if you are in fourth year. So when I was in second year, I am actually in second year, but I just went into third year. So in the second year, when I started learning operating systems, I have seen many types of roadmaps, many types. Like you should, many are telling that your operating system can be completed within a week. Operating system, database management system, which can be completed within a week. Yes, they can be completed within a week, but they will not be definitely be the you will not know about everything. Do you know about that operating system, the main book? It's called Galvin. Okay, it has around um, I guess more than 1000 pages, and it contains everything about operating system, but you cannot grab everything, right? So I have actually shared among our link Google Drive. You will definitely find it out in the link. I have given a sort of a roadmap, something like which I have followed
I think
to study operating system.
we can show them also, like that will be great also. Overview that will be
Uh,
how it will
I
work.
guess this is working.
Yeah, sure.
Is it visible, right?
Yes, yes. So loading.
Okay. Okay. So this is the I have given a particular type of roadmap. If you want to study the operating system very fast, okay, like within some month or
Akash,
two.
you can zoom in. That will be great. Yeah,
Uh,
now good.
yeah. So I have given some sort of roadmap which I have followed in my time, and in my time actually in work for previous 1 year. So obviously, first you have go through the operating system. You have to think about why it is operating system, why we are using operating system, and every sort of details. If you're in the second year, I have also mentioned. If you're in phase one, you should know about the operating system, every single thing about operating system. Yeah, how it is working, how you should definitely make some sort of link that okay this um, I must say that okay this there's a particular type of CPU scheduler. These are the short term scheduler, mid term scheduler, and it works as the short term scheduler works as this and everything. So mainly parts are the process management, process synchronization, memory management, and in the between deadlock. If you're obviously if you're preparing for gate, there if you're preparing for gate, there is a different way of preparing it. You have to know like how you can solve a problem in a particular minutes, in 1 or 2 minutes, how to solve a problem, how to solve a deadlock problem, and how to calculate a process management, how to calculate the turnaround time or something like that. So you should know. But in the particular interview part, you should know about like the basic details. Okay, computer, how computer works, how it actually uses the operating system, how the process management, how it is used, why is it you're using it. Okay, so next about the database management system. It's very important. Like, see, many of us we are using database, right? We are using database, we are using Firebase in our development projects, right? It's a database, it's a real-time database. Some of the web developers use MongoDB. It's a database, right? You should know why you are using MongoDB and why you are not using something else, right? So apart from this, you should know about the basic details about the database management system, why you are using it, and what is the history of the database management system. uh, just read it in this way. Okay, this database management history. Okay, there's a something like file structures or something which we are using it first, but it was literally disastrous and it has this disadvantages. Due to this disadvantages, I must switch to this data structure, and we have made this thing. So like this, and obviously SQL is the most important thing you should know, everyone. Okay. Next to computer networks. Now the computer networks part, I will be learning about it in the third year. It's my subject, so I can't say many things about it. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like the core subjects, it should contain every single part you should know about the computer networks, like how the networking happens, how that LAN, LAN, WAN, and every small thing. Okay. And obviously, most asked interview questions for operating system at computer networks DBMS, you will find a pattern. You will definitely find a pattern. Like they are asking about deadlocks. They will be asking about like process management, FCFS, and that those sort. Okay, so you can go through it. It will be link will be given below. Okay, so let's come to the PowerPoint. So last thing which I will tell about this, that the important thing, prepare company specific things. So why I'm telling this, like if you are applying for the web development role, you will surely you want to give you have should have a resume, like you have some resume, the project section should have some web development projects, right? Yeah, you should have a knowledge about that front end and back end. You should have knowledge about the React.js, Node.js, or something Angular, if any. Similarly, if you are going for Android development, you should know Android Studio, should know about Flutter or Java, Kotlin, or something like that. Similarly, if a company is hiring you and the company works in the particular domain, Like, you know, you have gone. Suppose I'm giving an example. You are going in a MongoDB company to be an intern or to be a software role. So they will definitely judge you by their data structures and algorithms. That is the more important thing. But after that, they will definitely judge you by your database management skills. Yes, they're working on that field, right? Why they will just ask about something else? They might ask about something else like operating system and combinatorials, but that will be very, very basic. And you should know about the database management system very good. At least prepare it before you're going to particular company. Know about that company, what they're working, and then prepare for it and then apply and then just ace it. So similarly for the operating system, I must say the company VMware, right? They're working on the operating system part. So yeah, that's why I've told that prepare company specific wise. Okay. So any questions and something?
Yeah, that's really great that you have said these topics, and that's really important to prepare for OS, TBMS, and CM. And other than there are lots of other subjects also apart from
Yeah.
academics that we have to prepare for the placements and all.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so moving forward, let's talk about my Samsung Prism experience and how I got into it. So in my college, actually, it's actually college collaboration with Samsung. With Samsung actually gave us a coding test in our college, and the coding test consists of three rounds, coding part. So I can't disclose the questions exactly, but I can tell about the types of questions. One was about the arrays, basic simple question, very easy question. Second was on binary search trees, and third was on DP, dynamic programming. But that time I didn't know about the dynamic programming. Haven't learned about it, so I have just wrote it in the naive approach. Just made some of n square approach, and it passed the test case. So it was actually the Samsung had told about it that if anyone passes every test cases, they will be selected in working as a in a Samsung in live projects. So yeah, I'm working on a live project currently. I have a particular team of 5 members, and I have been headed by one of our mentors, which is from our university, obviously our professor, and three and two members are from Samsung India. They are also mentoring us. So that's the thing, and the main thing, like I must share about that Samsung India gave us the coding questions. I am telling you, they have given the coding questions just picked it from the lead code, which I have told you earlier. Lead code and or GFG. There were no such questions like you need any CP or something. Just the data sources and algorithm. Just the same questions. Little twist, but yeah. So yeah, this is a particular. I'm working on this project, which will last, I guess, 6 months, and it's a live project, and I can tell about it's also an ML project. So yeah, that's it.
That's really great. But what you say, like it's main from lead code and geek for geek. So most of the companies ask questions from lead code and geek for geek. Are you trying to say this?
Yeah, I'm trying to say this because let's clear about one thing very logical. Uh, they're the whom they are taking the interviews. Okay, the one have seen through many questions, right? They have a list of questions like they have gone through. They have not time to prepare some other questions and some other difficult questions from where they will be asking, right? And the lead code, I've literally seen the lead code GFG types questions. It's a type of question like you should practice, then you will know everything about it, like everything. You should everyone knows about the recursion. Yeah, everyone knows about the recursion, the logic of recursion, a function which called itself, it's a recursion. But have you seen a sort of a problem where you know that it's okay, I will apply recursion, but how? Okay, where to put the base recursion, where to call the recursive particular algorithm? Okay, so that's the difference. Like you have to solve the problem a lot and a lot, and you will definitely find a pattern. Like recently I'm practicing problems on backtracking, and I'm noticing a very common pattern of backtracking. Like, okay, there's a something called a base case, and there's a something for loop where there's a say is safe function. If the function returns true, then it backtracks. How it backtracks? If we make some changes and then we do the recursion part and just redo the changes. It's simply the backtracking, and you will see the every questions. I'm telling you, every question, the easy, medium, and hard maintains everything. And but if you don't solve the problems from it, you will not get it in when you are giving the coding test because it's the time of pressure.
Okay, but as we know, this is an experience sharing session. So, what you thought, you will get internship in second year itself in Samsung? That's a big company. So, how
Okay,
you thought,
I haven't thought. Okay, so because I was very disheartened because let me tell you one thing. I already told it has three questions. The first and the second questions contained very easy questions, but the third questions was I was not getting the optimal solution, and it was like I didn't know that knife solution would work or not. So it was by luck, I must say that it worked, and I was selected. But yeah, the thing is that. Uh, I must say that before this is not the only thing which I have given. I've participated in it. I had participated in many of the open source programs. Many of the I've given many interviews. I'm basically a Android developer, so I have given many Android developer roles also. But I've been rejected from many, but literally from many. I have lots of emails of rejections. So
yeah,
this
that's the main
was
success reason behind success. Rejection is the
yeah,
best way to get a success because you can
yeah,
learn from both.
and definitely, and I must say one thing, like there is a obviously there is a some open source, many open source program, main open source program, GSOC, and there's some competitive programming, ACB, ICPC. Like, let me clear one thing. Uh, okay, if you are doing GSOC, it's definitely good. But if you can't go into the GSOC, don't be disheartened because there are lots of options. Like they are not only judging you by that. Okay, there are many people, like they have cracked Amazon or Microsoft or something. Many companies just by the data structures and algorithms knowledge, just data structures and algorithms. Some projects which are unique, might say, that's it. Literally, that's it. The people are contributing in open source. That's very good, but don't get disheartened if you can't go through it every time. You will not. Even I am just thinking like some in the summer of Bitcoin program. I might not be accepted, but at least I've gone to the round three. You should uh, enjoy that.
Yeah, it's obviously whatever you do, you should enjoy. Otherwise,
Yeah,
don't do that
you
thing.
should enjoy. Yeah, it should every time you should enjoy. If you do not enjoy that, you will definitely get frustrated.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And everyone, in especially college students in second year of third year, it's mainly crucial for them to learn new things and explore their futures and careers in a
Yeah,
good way. So, what do you think?
yeah, and
How you
the
prepare for computer programming yourself?
I am actually prepared. I actually first when I was in the first year. Let me share that thing. When I was in the first year, there was a craze that like everyone should. There was a craze of machine learning. You all might know actually. I am talking about a
Yes,
very insight. There was a craze of the machine learning, and to be very honest, I will not say the name of the particular course, but I have given around uh, 5,000 rupees in a particular course from where I didn't learn anything. And it was a total waste. But the thing was, and I will later discover that my interest was in Android development because I was in Java oriented mainly. So yeah, So I must say that in the first year, just enjoy everything. You should explore every domain. You should know. You should explore. Just you have been given a laptop. You install Android Studio, install React.js, install Node.js, install just everything and just try it. Just try it. And if you're just getting okay, you're just getting the vibe, right? Like okay, I'm just going good and just make some projects so that what it will do, like if you're just good enough, you have a chance to crack GSOC. Okay, and if there's no chance to crack GSOC, no problem. You have made some projects, and you do not have to invest the time later. You can just give your time on the data structures and algorithms only when there is a interview part or the coding placements are coming soon, right? So that's the main thing. Like explore the part mainly in first year. I haven't done it. I actually learned development very late. I have actually started the comparative programming earlier, the code shift part earlier, but later I switched to recently actually switched to code courses, and that's the thing. Uh,
Yeah, one more confusion is there. Lots of people are
yeah,
facing that
I mean you're not audible. Hello. Okay, Aman, there's some network issue.
Yeah, some network issue. Sorry for that. And I'm asking like, what is the
Okay.
best role to get idea of platforms like HackerRank, HackerEarth, and other so many platforms that we having.
Okay, so I must say that don't jump into the I am doing code forces. Don't jump into a code force right now. I am telling, especially telling about the first year, and mainly in the second year mid. So just first try the basic platforms. Basic what basic platforms? HackerRank. It could be Hacker Earth, I guess. HackerRank, HackerEarth, because what I'm telling that HackerRank has a very good thing that they give you a stars or something, and I've seen many of them are sharing in the link list, link list. I'm sorry, LinkedIn. So
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah, and this sharing, I know that doesn't mean that you're very good at programming, but it gives a vibe. Like yes, you're doing great. Okay, and it gives a
Yeah.
confidence. And what that's mean? Okay, so you will be definitely just increasing your level one by one. I have also done HackerRank first of all. I have 5 stars in Java and SQL, I guess, and yeah, that's it. And later I switched to CodeChef. Now the CodeChef part, I have given the long challenges. I have given some cook off and lunchtime. I have gone to the fourth star, and also down to the 3 star also. So it happens. It happens. And then later I switched to code forces because obviously no, there's a plagiarism in between. So I switched to code forces, and then it's a very good great platform for at least coders who want to maintain their competitive coding.
So what do you think like consistency is the main role in playing a good success for the future?
Definitely, definitely. I'm not saying that you will be consistent in every day. I am getting depressed. I got depressed those 2 days ago also about because I was getting a backtracking problem. It happens. It happens a lot. But the thing is, just take the break. Just take a break. One day you just take a break and just chill. Just make if you wanna play games, just play games. But at the next day go through it again. Just make sure that happens.
Yeah, like motivation also required for this because lots of students lack in beginning also. They go for 1 week, but after 1 week they lay down.
Yeah, if I tell about my code forces, my highest rating was actually before 1 month. My highest rating was a newbie. I was in the newbie section. My rating was around, I guess, 1119. I guess, yeah, and it was happened in the month of January. From that January till May, I was in the newbie section, and this in this recent I guess two contests before, I just jumped into the pupil code, and it happens like the graph was like going down and down and down, and then suddenly it growing up and up and up. It happens.
So what are your tips like how one beginner can start their career in CP?
Okay,
It's must to
so
learn
if
DSA first, or we can just go on.
okay, so as I already told earlier, DSA, just learn the basic part. Like you should know about the for loops. You should know about array. If I tell about the CP, see, I am a Java programmer. I also do CP in Java. That's weird, I know, but I do. Okay,
That's
I'm
really
not
great.
just yeah, I am just not familiar with that pointers. I just hate it. So I love references. I love Java. So many of the competitive programs are C++. So I know that. And the main part, the main thing that should be learned is that STL. Many shortcuts are there. Many shortcuts that obviously many competitive coders do. And so you must know that. You must know STL. You must know arrays. You must know strings. And some basic algorithms like two pointers algorithm. Some algorithms like you should know about greedy algorithm and some mathematics like number theory, game theory. You can learn it from other resources. You should know about that because you will. I'm just guaranteeing you. Just give 5 contests of code forces and you will definitely get a question like. If person A and person B are playing a game of something, throwing a dice or something, and you have to print out something, and the same logic comes that game theory. So it's a totally different part from data structures and algorithms. You can just go through some basics and you can just start it. CP doesn't require much knowledge, depth knowledge of data structures and algorithms. Yes, you want to ace in it, you want to become 6 star, you want to become expert or candidate master, you should know about graphs, you should know about the DFS, BFS. Yeah.
Yeah, like one more thing we can discuss that will be more required apart from coding and all the stuffs. Like what are the things that you are before joining Samsung internship and after joining internship? So there are some changes in
Okay.
yourself and society, how society looks to you, and all the difference you can see.
Okay, so before joining this Samsung Prism intern part, I was like totally into this data structures and competitive coding, and little bit of development, I guess. Like if you see my GitHub account, you will just see that okay, you haven't done any projects like this. But after joining the Samsung Prism, I got that GitHub is very important. Like it's very important. I for many open source program also. So yeah, I got into this. I this is the first. This is actually second time I'm working in a team project, and because first in the first way I didn't like to work in a team. I also worked in a team before in an Android part, but it went horrible. Yeah. So this is the second time I'm working in a team, and this is the first time I'm working in a team. So it's a totally new experience. I have to learn everything from the scratch, like Python, deep learning, machine learning, which is not my cup of tea actually. So yeah.
Okay, matlab, you don't know about deep learning before joining the Samsung, but after joining, they are requested you to learn these things.
Yes, yes. They have just told
So
that okay, just go through this and you have to make it.
that's really great. So how you learn in sort of short span of time?
I haven't still. I'm going through the phase of learning still now. I recently I've just seen a Python program because since I'm a Java programmer and there's a lot of code. Java programming has a lot of code, and Python is just opposite. And that's why I didn't learn
Yeah.
Python previously. So I have to learn Python. I have to learn also machine learning a lot more before actually doing this project in hand. So it's just a beginning of Prism intern, and it's a lot more to do about things. I have to lot learn about our mentors also. Mentors are guiding. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's really great. Like you have a good experience before joining Samsung industry, and you got to know knowledge of GitHub and open source and lot of different things that you are telling, like
Yeah,
deep learning, machine learning. You don't know before joining, but after joining you should know.
yeah,
So there are
yeah,
lots of things that we can understand time to time. But
yeah.
how you will manage, like if you join 6 month internship with college stuff also, as this is
that's
online, so
that's
it's easy, but if it's offline, soon it will be offline college. So how you will be managing those things?
my college is again. It's my third year actually starting from this 5th July. Okay, after 4 days. So and I
That's
don't
great.
know how much hours I would be able to keep, and you have to maintain that because I cannot leave my data structures and algorithms like that practice. I cannot leave that. How much important the Prism intern should, but I cannot leave that because Prism intern, I don't know, it guarantees me a after later it guarantees me a SD intern as a Samsung, but it definitely DS will obviously guarantee me like, okay, you're quite good enough to crack any coding interviews. So you have to manage like anything.
That's really great. Like you will manage these things also. And like how you feel, like if you anyone is not knowing the platforms, lead code and all that stuff, so he will be able to manage all the things completely.
Okay, so there's a time of doing such things. Like, see, I have already told that you should focus on development and you should focus every time on DSA. You should focus more on development on the first year and the second year mainly, because I must say, because first thing, you have the energy the first time college students, and you have a different vibe. You have some energy की हाँ
Yeah, I
सब
have
सीखने
vibe
वाले
to,
हैं.
like most of the guys like a vibe to crack Google, Microsoft, and all that stuff in first
So
year.
just use that in exploring everything, every domain. You should join the coding clubs in your colleges. Because I personally have seen many of them who have joined the coding clubs, and like they are too good right now. So yes,
That's really
so
great.
yeah, so I have seen such people. So you should focus on development and is about contribute to open source. You will be knowing about how to contribute. You will be knowing about, you will get goodies surely.
And teamwork as well, like there's teamwork, mentors,
Obviously,
participants in
that's the
all
main
the.
thing. Teamwork. That's the very important thing. Teamwork, because in my first project, I haven't really known about many things, but I had to contribute in something or not. I just contributed in some UI part, but it doesn't affect a lot. So I just got very disheartened. Like I haven't participated a lot because I haven't knew about development much that time. And even I have remembered a hackathon which I have participated. And my one of my friends actually knew about the Flutter part, and he actually made the whole app. He actually made the whole app, and
That's
I
really
actually
great.
contributed it. I actually contributed it only in the business part of it, which actually didn't require much. But yeah, became fifth in that particular competition. So all that goes to that particular my friend that he made the Flutter project in the, I guess, in the second year.
That's really great. So, have you made any big project till now,
Okay,
apart from this,
I
like
mean,
Samsung Intern?
big project. No, as such, I haven't worked on any
Not
such big
much big project,
projects.
but
Uh,
so
Big
as you are
projects.
Android developer, in Android development, what do you say, like how one can begin their career and what are the initial steps one should consider, like where to go? Like, there are lots of other options there, Kotlin, Java, and Dart. So there are lots of languages coming nowadays, and now React is also implementing. So what you suggest to Android developers?
Android developers, see, first thing must clear that when you're choosing Android development, you are both an front end and back end developer. You should clear that in mind, okay? Because you should be knowing about the front end part, you should be knowing about the UI part, you should be knowing about the database part and everything. Okay, if
That
you're
is full
working on
stack.
and yeah, that's full stack. You must be knowing about the web developer. There are different roles, front end and back end, but that's not the case in the Android Studio or Android native. If you're working in a Java or Kotlin, these are the main actually languages in Android Studio native. So you should know both. You have to know both actually. So you could make any projects like which when I have learned about Android, I have made some sort of projects by just copying and copying other projects. Like I have seen, okay, this things are happening. I have just a type of cloning it, and from there I learned many things. I literally learned many things. Yeah, recently, I'm just working on a big project, which is my personal project, where I want to publish it in the store. I'm not telling about that particular project, but yeah, it would be a great project for the people who play games. So yeah,
That's
and
really great. So you are
so
thinking to
that's
launch it.
yeah,
You are thinking to launch it over Google Play Store.
Google Play Store. Yeah, I'm thinking to launch it in the Google Play Store. Half of the way have been done already, and it's a great app, I guess, because it is useful for many of the gamers. So yeah.
That's really great if you are doing such a great project, and hoping for the best. Like if you and your team who is doing project, that will be great. And if you now open source is trending, like there are lots of, I seen 25 open project is now going on currently. So
Mm.
earlier, like we also, there's rumor summer of code is going on, as you know, and we already got 7+ countries participant. Means not from
Yeah.
only India, we got participant from 7 other countries and from United Kingdom, United States. So it's really great to know like open source is trending, and we are trying to
Yes.
help because we are not asking a single money in that program. We are just
Mm.
keep trying to upgrade them and telling the like what's the importance and how they can improve by GitHub and all the projects they are project admins having. So what do you think, like open source nowadays? What the importance of that?
Open source is basically the thing which you will gonna do when you're in a company. Like it is the main thing. Because of this only you are cracking the coding and so you will just contribute in the company projects. Like and you should be doing. Like I know many of my seniors also. They're very good at DSA, very good at competitive coding, but they are struggling in the company to contribute because they hadn't have any knowledge on particular things like open source or something. They haven't contributed. So they're facing some issues, like not like that they're facing many issues, but they are facing some issues in contributing it. So you should know that the open source programs. You should if you haven't done also go and contribute. Like which is my first open source was the I guess Hacktoberfest, right? So because it was one of the easiest open source which I thought, and I have been such of development to contribute, so I participated in that, and I guess three contributions are just like very basic types contribution, and one contribution which I have given, which was on an Android particular app. So that was a main thing. Like I'm just getting okay, this is the issues, and this is the part which you have to uh, solve it. You have to clone it in your local host or something. This is the things you should know. You should know. If you can obviously you can make a project. You are making a website. You are making a Android project, but how you're gonna push it into the particular GitHub? How you gonna clone it? How you gonna everything? You should. You should know it, and because it will definitely give you an edge to other programmers in the company when you're getting into the company.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's why we have launched open source program also like this more, and due to which our motto is same to help and know awareness about thing that organization is having, because most of the companies mainly do like work on GitHub, and they contribute their employee to work on it, because in main project they continuously didn't work. They check there what the issue you have solved and what the code is correct or not, then they can merge. Without reviewing they
Yeah,
can't. That's the main motto of GitHub and open source that we are doing.
yeah,
And
definitely.
it's yeah, now they saying like mine too first open source program I participated in was Hacktober's, and second is LGM SOC. So it's really great, like guys are enjoying and
Yeah,
learning, and thanking also like keep learning guys, like that's the motto of our LGM, to help everyone to know all the things that the company wants, and what the experience, because lots of currently we are hosting virtual internship program also. In that program we got a huge response within some days,
okay,
and within some days like 1K cross 1000 plus participants are registered for the internship. And that our internship
yeah,
also learning based internship, we will teach them, and we will give them some projects and they will upload on GitHub. They will clone from GitHub. So that will be learning
okay,
also from GitHub as well. So what do you
that's
think,
great.
like
That's great.
these type of internship also help them or not? Because resting in
Definitely.
home, resting in home and enjoying just calling and just enjoying with friends is not the thing that we are going to do in company.
Definitely, definitely. I personally think many wasting time, wasting time. Just when you are just started wasting time, you will just get addicted to it. So you should be
That's the
engaged in
main.
something or the other.
Yeah, that's our motto, that we have launched so many other programs, and we are thinking in future also, if you are a android developer, we will also talk to you about our internship, how we can launch our android internship. Already we are
Sure.
having some members as well, but if we need, then we will also call you for that internship, how we can make more interactive and more informative to the all members that we are having. Currently we are having like in Telegram we are having 7,000 plus members I think there, and lots of other connection
Yeah.
that we are having in different platforms.
Okay. Yes.
So at last, a conclusion note, what you want to say to the audience who are watching?
Um, See, let me tell you one thing. Don't get first thing. Don't get confused much. This confusion, like this DSA, like I'm just speaking in Hindi for the file.
Yeah,
कि
you
DSA
can.
करूँ या डेवलपमेंट करूँ या फिर सीपी करूँ, क्या करूँ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, या डेवलपमेंट करूँ तो फिर एंड्रॉइड करूँ या फिर वेब करूँ या फिर एमएल करूँ, समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करे. So at that when I was stuck there, it took me around 6 months. It took me around 6 months to think what should I do right now. So don't stuck in that. Which you are feeling comfortable, just start. Just start doing it. If you're feeling good enough, just keep on doing it. That's it. Just don't think. Just don't think much about it. Just start doing, which is very important. Yeah,
That's
that's
really
the
great.
main.
Like nowadays confusion is so much, because in the internet lots of things is there. They are saying this thing, they are, and some are
Obviously,
saying do this thing. So guys are
obviously,
confused where to go, and college is saying something.
like there are great competitive coders who are guiding like they're like this way that you can do competitive coding, and they're great open source contributors, and they will talk about the open source, and like in the middle students are just get confused that kya kare. So don't get
That's
fall into
really
that
that's
trap. Just I'm not telling not to follow them, they are very great. I have followed them. I personally have followed them. So just
yeah. You should follow
go through it.
everyone who is doing great. That will be great learning.
Yeah, they have experience. They You should follow them. So yeah.
Yeah, because in the industry also like experience is having.
Surely,
Okay,
surely.
the question is there like can you suggest some good learning machine learning course?
Machine learning course. Okay. Machine learning course. Okay, I am also searching. So because I'm running, but yeah, I have one of my friend actually cracked GSOC and he's very good in machine learning. So
That's really
he's
great.
working in TensorFlow. So he once told me about a course which is was in the Coursera. So I guess you will get it. I guess Stanford University. So you
Android
will get some
NG.
financial. Yeah, exactly.
That's
You will get a financial aid.
that's Android NG. That's a very trending course,
Common.
and so many yeah common we can say like all Indians must doing their course.
Yeah, and don't just certificates. Okay, certificates are good, but you will get the financial aid, and if you want to learn free, so you can just go through Tide. YouTube always free, right? So you can learn
Yeah,
anything.
YouTube is always learning based, and you can find lots of video and lots of other thing that we can find for free of cost.
Yeah, it's a very learning. It's a good learning platform if you use it properly.
Obviously. By the way, yeah, it's a really great session, and soon maybe you also promoted to SD intern, and then we
Yeah,
again meet with the next session and with the learning session that we will be having within few coming months. And best wishes from our Let's Show More, and hope our audience will enjoy. And this recording will be available so that more and more audience can learn about these things and how they can earn more precious thing from your experience as well.
sure.
And thank you so much for this talk that we are having.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for calling me here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a great. Thank you everyone and who watching here. Have a great night.